Hi, I'm Sam. Welcome to my art channel. I upload tip videos, tutorials and behind the scenes as my life as a full-time artist. I really hope you find these videos helpful. Today I'm going to be talking about my sketchbook and how important it is, or I find it is, to sketch on a regular basis. I primarily have been using coloured pencils for the last 6 years since my daughter was really small, because they're mess free, they're easy to kind of fit onto the side of a dining table. You don't have to worry about toxic chemicals or washing up paints and everything getting messy. So they've been brilliant for me and I absolutely love them. I actually started off with graphite when I was a child, like most people do, and I always find I tend to go back to that when I'm sketching because I just really love the way that it blends. I feel like I can relax into it, but I still feel like there's an awful lot for me to learn about blending, about values, about proportions. This year, 2023, my goodness, I still can't believe it's 2023. It's all about growth for me. I feel like I want to push myself out of my comfort zone a little bit and just get better as an artist and improve my content that I'm putting out to you. Hopefully you'll follow along with my journey, the ups and downs, the behind the scenes, the real stuff, the things that go wrong as well as the things that are going okay. I think it's important to share the real side of it, because a lot of the time social media, it's all the highlight reel. Everybody's lives look amazing, they've got these fantastic studios and every piece of work that they create just seems to come together like magic. And I want to show you that. I just want to unpick that a little bit and say that actually there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes that you probably don't see. The times that things have gone wrong, the times that we doubt ourselves, the times that you think it's not working and then you keep going and push through and it actually does. So I'm going to show you behind the scenes my sketchbook, my little sketchbook tour. I found it the other day clearing out and I want to use it more and improve and show you how things are progressing. The more practice you put in, the more progress you make, and I want to make sure that I put time aside to be able to get better as an artist and just push the boundaries a little bit and see if I can have a little bit of a play, bring back that kind of creativity that I think that can be lost a little bit when you're an artist that is doing their art for a living, because there are certain pressures that go with that. But I want to have fun, I want to push, I want to explore, and I just want to play a little bit. So I really hope that you follow along with me. It would mean a lot if you liked and subscribed and push the bell notification so that you're told of future videos, and I'll jump into my sketchbook tour. Okay, well, I was going through my art stuff recently and I was trying to declutter. I'm having a bit of a decluttering session in my house, and I always think it's quite good to make way for new ideas and kind of keep everything fresh. We don't have a lot of space in this house, and so it's important that I don't just kind of fill up every nook and cranny, and also bringing new things in, it means something else has to go out. But while I was doing that, I found this sketchbook. These are really lovely. These are the moleskin ones. When I ordered it, I thought it was bigger. I never take any notice of measurements. I really should do. And so it's a bit smaller than I thought, but actually it's been great because you can fit it quite easily in your bag. So I thought I'd just go through my sketchbook and show you some of these sketches. I do feel like it's really important to keep this up for lots of reasons. So I just thought I'd just go through this. Oh, it's 3 years ago now, actually. So January 2020. I first got some watercolor pencils and I thought I'd give them a go. I'd seen a magnolia tree, I'd seen a couple in flower, and I wanted to have a little play with the pencils and see the different effects that you could do. So I sketched this out as I would in colour pencil, and then I added water, and then added a bit of a blobby, splattery background. And I thought the colours were beautifully bright, vibrant, so it was a really nice little test for that. This is acrylics. I do like to dabble with lots of different things. Again, just testing out. Just wanted to really test out the paper to see if it would hold up to acrylics, and it did really well. It's not gone through. And so I think I had a sunflower on my desk, and so I thought I'd give it a go. Leaves a lot to be desired. There's a lot about it that's absolutely horrible, but it's nice to look back on. January 21st, again 3 years ago. I've just drawn an eye actually. I think I'll insert it, so I'll just show you the difference in 3 years, just practicing. It's nice to look back and just see how this is a really difficult angle. I don't know why I chose this angle, because obviously it's like a 3/4, and so trying to get the light, I always seem to jump in with something really tricky, but there's a few things that are quite nice. That's blended nicely. These eyelashes are a bit of a mess and they blend into that, but yeah, I think I'll insert a picture of the one I've done. Yeah, I finished yesterday actually. So here's the eye I drew yesterday, and you can see there's a lot more detail going on. I feel like I've observed the photo a lot better, the difference in 3 years. This is not really a fair comparison, because the eye that I drew here, let me just put it over the top, is at a funny angle, and it's a much quicker sketch. But you can see there's some of it that just I haven't really observed very well. Here it was quite glittery, and I've spent a lot more time just looking. Like a lot of things, if you spend more time looking and then less time kind of putting pencil to paper, it's amazing what you see. What is it? Measure twice, cut once, a little bit like that analogy. But yeah, I'm really quite pleased with this one, and then it will be interesting to see draw something similar, or this similar one again in a year, and see how much I've improved with graphite, with blending, with proportions and all that kind of thing. This is a picture of my daughter, drawn from life. Doesn't look like her at all, so wasn't very happy with this, so I thought I would carry on. This one looks much more like her. My blending has always been really not as I'd like it to be in graphite, and so I was trying to blend the skin tones in this one, and it's better than it was in this one, but it still looks really patchy. But you can definitely tell it's her, and I thought I'd ask her who it was just to see if it does look like her, and she said, oh, that's me, so that's a good sign. This is her as well. Doesn't look like the same person, does it? This was like a 10-minute sketch. That one took probably an hour. I was just again trying to think about proportions and profiles and getting everything in the right place. So drawing some markings in and then just hatching. So yeah, the light in that part of the eye is in the wrong place. You can see that immediately. The lips are slightly wrong, but it's just all practice. My little boy, again, drawn from life. Glasses are so difficult, especially at this angle. But again, my daughter knew who it was, so did my son, my husband, trying to read, I think. Drawn from life 3 years ago. Does look like him a bit, not a very flattering angle. But again, some bits that are quite nice, but these were quick 10-minute sketches. Just looking for things to draw, and my daughter was watching Lady and the Tramp, so I thought I'd just sketch the cover. My sister, face on, again my daughter recognised her, so that's quite a good thing. Again, 10-minute sketch. I think that was drawn in a cafe actually. I was just like, can I just draw you? I need some practice. My older sister, profile, trying to get the angle, and my daughter did recognise them, but obviously just quick sketches. What I tend to do, and I don't know if you do this, and something I really struggle with, if I'm drawing from life or if I'm drawing from a photo, I really struggle with, I'm like a bit old school. I'll measure with the pencil and then hold it up and check the angle, but I end up kind of drawing life size. I find it really difficult to scale it down, and that's something I know I need to work on. So these are kind of life size where I was, that's how I kind of measure, but to be able to scale down, I always find difficult in life if I don't have my tools with me, like a ruler, or actually work it out mathematically. So that's something I really want to work on. Just trying to get angles right here. This was February 3 years ago. Different angles again. Glasses, so difficult. My daughter, trying to see where things lie in proportion to other parts was really tough. I don't know why I drew a skull. I think there's like this natural lead on. If you're drawing anatomy and you're trying to get the proportions of human face right, which these are definitely off, then the skull seems to be the next step, because you can obviously the bone structure and how things work is a really interesting project to do. And it took me back to my GCSE art when I drew a sheep skull and then drew flowers around it. I was really into things like Guns N' Roses and Bon Jovi, who I still actually really like. So I think that's where that kind of comes from. Again, a quick sketch, it needs finishing and darkening. Quick sketch, finding I'm a little bit desperate to find things to draw, so just grabbed an apple out of the fruit bowl and drew that. Practicing faces again, proportions, so finding out that the eyes are halfway down the face, and then the distance between the eyes is the same as the width of an eye. You know, little things like that help to get, so I've put all the markings in and the lines. 3/4, which is always a little bit difficult, and because I did that other one with the eye here, I was trying to practice eyes at different angles, and again, not great, but learning. Same with lips. Lips can be really tricky from the side because they just look like a weird heart, and kind of a 3/4, but good practice. And then trying to get the blending right on this one. Nobody's symmetrical, which is really interesting, because actually if you drew somebody completely symmetrical and their eyes were exactly the same, and then you don't have these lovely endearing qualities about people that mean that they're not completely symmetrical or perfect, as society says. It's really interesting to see how a face evolves by adding these little differences in people. Everyone's so different, eye sizes are different, they're all going to follow a certain pattern, but if you put a line in the wrong place, it can look like somebody else. It's just really interesting. Another difficult angle, have I got it right? Parts of it, yeah. This cheek, that's difficult. Don't know why, but it's good to practice. That's the same person, and you can see it's better there. I don't know why I drew it looking up. That's not going to help, but that looks more in proportion to me. Maybe the nose is slightly better, and that cheek is definitely better. So you can see just from practicing, I've improved already, which is why I really do like sketching for practice. Another little boy trying to get all of the different shadings in. I do love graphite. A cow, random. I do like cows' faces. I love animals, so I'm always drawn to animals. And trying to get a small angle of a pig, getting everything right, proportion again. When the legs are in a funny place, it's just really interesting. So you can see nowhere near full, and there's an awful long way to go. I really hope you enjoyed the video and you found it a little bit interesting. As you can see, things don't always go to plan. Some drawings aren't great, they don't turn out that well, and other ones turn out better. So I think we need to remember that. There aren't many people in this world that are born with a natural talent that can create a masterpiece or an amazing piece of music at the age of 2 or 3 years old. A lot of the time it's hard work, practice, and I do believe that anybody can learn to draw and improve and get better. But I feel like people think it's a natural talent and then that's it. You know, if people say, oh, I can't even draw a stick man, and then they're never going to get any better. But you wouldn't expect to pick up a guitar and know how to play it from the off. But with drawing, I think people think that they should. Same with singing or things like that. You need to really work at something. I really want to help you do that. I want to show that you can improve. I want to give you some tips on how to do that. And I also want to build your confidence as an artist. And I want it to be fun and joyful and to spread that joy, because creativity is so important. We need to express it. We need to let it out. If we suppress it, then that cannot be good. It leads to times when something's missing and we don't quite know what it is. So let's let it free. Let's enjoy art. Let's not expect a masterpiece every time, because that's just unrealistic, but let's have a bit of fun with it and let's have a play. and make art accessible to everybody. You can get better, you can improve, and hopefully I can help you, even if it's just a little way, into enjoying it more and to give you some tips along the way. So I really look forward to seeing you next time. Please do like and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.